everybody, and welcome back to Games for Dads and another Cards the Universe and Everything video. Okay, today we are looking at our weekly league deck put together for this week's league, and it's an absolutely fantastic deck. It's a Pioneers of Science deck, or kind of a Pioneers of Science deck. Anyhow, there's the deck on the left, and we're going to go through that shortly for you. It's been absolutely phenomenal, this deck. It's hardly lost a game, and we've been going up against some mega boxing decks and all sorts of decks, and this deck is flying through the league. So our first card out is Carl Sagan. Everybody should know this guy. Do check out the Carl Sagan video. But what does he do? On the draw, if your deck has exactly 9 science cards and exactly 9 space cards, your science cards, wherever they are, gain 16 until played, and your space cards, wherever they are, cost -1 until played. So super card. And he is a Pioneer of Science, so he fits in perfectly with this deck. The next card we've gone for to help us get through some of these rounds is Jet Car. Everybody knows this one. On the play, your cards adjacent to this gain +80 this turn, and on the return, you lose -40 power for 3 turns. So obviously you want to play him in the middle, and he's going to give you that mega buff of 80 on each of your cards. Then we've got the Doppler effect. Great card as well. Fits in nicely with this deck. On the draw, your science cards in hand gain +30 and cost -1 for 2 turns, which is pretty good because we've got 9 science cards. So good chance there'll be a few science cards in our hand. And on the return, your remaining science cards in hand lose -15 permanently. So we're going to try and make sure we have no science cards when we play that card left in our hand. But that's the Doppler effect. 6 for 63, super card. And then to help us with our energy, even though I'm not sure we really needed it, but I've left it in because we've done so well with this deck. 3 for 0, Simulation Theory is a mythic, but on the draw, your cards cost -3. And if you're winning the round, each of your cards costs another -1 energy this turn. So he's really going to keep our energy costs down. Eureka, fantastic card again. Brilliant science card. On the return, your science cards, wherever they are, gain +16 this round. And if you won the turn, your remaining cards in hand gain +10 until played. So let's try and win with Eureka. Again, he is a super card for this deck. And then I've put in one of my all-time favourites, Chrono Photographic Gun. Again, a cool science card. 4 for 39. Here's a legendary limited, this card. On the play, the card opposite loses 100 this turn, so we can really try and target some of our opponent's big cards with that one. And then Dark Web, there's probably not a better week to play at Dark Web. Everybody's going to be playing high energy cards. So I put Dark Web in, and it's worked out really well so far. On the play, for each card in your opponent's deck with a base power of 50 or more, up to a maximum of 4, your cards, wherever they are, with 50 or more base power gain 4 permanently. So we've got a lot of cards with over 50 power, and that's really going to help us out and buff up some of our cards as the game goes on. So that's Dark Web, really cool card for this deck. And then we've got another Pioneer of Science. This is my key card, Leonardo da Vinci. On the play, your science cards in hand gain 26 until played. Fantastic. And then another card, I haven't used this very often, but it fits in perfectly this week. Grey Goo. On the draw, if your deck has 9 or more science cards, well, we've got exactly 9. The 9 of your random science cards, wherever they are, lose -10 until played. But 9 of our random non-science cards, wherever they are, gain +10 permanently. So if you work it out, you are going to start buffing up your card the more times you play Grey Goo. And we've got 9 science cards, and we've got 9 space cards. So that's going to be dead handy. Well, it is dead handy, I should say, in this deck. So that's the 9 science cards. Let's have a look at our 9 space cards. No surprises really in here. I've gone with Planet X, and this has been fantastic. If your deck is 9 or fewer space cards, we've got exactly 9. Your space cards, wherever they are, gain 14 permanently. So this is really going to buff up all of our space cards. And if your deck contains exactly 4 space cards, give them an additional 14 until played. So only the first part really applies to us. But that's Planet X. Fantastic card. Use it as often as you can, because he's probably one of the best cards, if not the best card in the game still. Planet X. And then we've got Laker. Somebody taught me how to say it and I've forgotten. So I love this card and I love the amazing astronauts, and they fit in perfectly this week. So 8 for 84, excuse me, another mythic, but on the play your amazing astronaut cards in hand gain plus 70 until played. Quite a few games so far this week. I've managed to get 1200, 1300 points by holding a couple of space cards. So really handy for buffing up those astronauts. This deck is absolutely amazing, by the way. Like I said, I've just not had any difficult games whatsoever. And then we've got Valentina Tereskova. Valentina Tereskova. There she is, 4 for 40. On the draw, your space cards in hand gain plus 25 this turn. So we want to try and play her as soon as she comes out, but it's not the end of the world if you don't, because she's going to buff up massively with all of these space buffs that we've got in our hand. And then we've got another super space card. It's an Ultra Fusion. It is Hypernova, and this is going to bust up to over 200, maybe even 300 points by the end of the game. 6 for 50. This card gains plus 100 this turn on the draw. So again, you want to play this card as soon as it comes out if you can. And then moving on to one of my all-time favourite space cards, after Planet X I should say, Supermassive Black Hole. On the return, for every non-space card in your deck, give your space cards wherever they are plus 3 until played. Well, we've got 9 non-space cards, so that's 27 buff on all our space cards until play. So that's really going to buff up this deck. Got absolutely incredible power. And then I've gone with another mythic, so quite a complicated deck to put together, but if you can, it's well worth it. Lightspeed Travel. As I said, it is a mythic. On the draw, if your deck has 9 or more science cards, your science cards, wherever they are, gain plus 10 permanently. So we're getting permanent buffs from Lightspeed, permanent buffs from Planet X, we're getting supermassive hole buffs on our space cards, and we've also got Luckier to give our astronauts some big buffs. So incredible deck. This is absolutely incredible. Next one up is John Glenn. On the return, your Radical Rockets, which we don't have any, but your amazing astronauts, wherever they are, gain plus 10 and cost minus 1 until played. So again, those astronauts are going to get all those buffs added to them. You can see why we can get well over 1,000 points with this deck on a single turn. And then 2 cards that I try and hold if possible, but you don't have to. You just try and win the games, maybe. I've got Robert Henry Lawrence Jr., 2 for 15, low cost, and on the play, your space cards in hand gain plus 8 this turn, and this card gains plus 8 permanently. But he is going to benefit from all of those space buffs. So again, fantastic card to put in this deck. And the last one, John Young, and this is the guy I try and hold as long as possible. But again, like I said, it doesn't matter if you do play him. John Young, 3 for 20. On the play, your space cards in hand gain plus 14 this turn. So more buffs for our space cards. Like I said, we have flown through and we are rank 2 at the moment. With 4 shields, I think. Yep, there we go, 4 shields. So if we win this, we're up to rank 1 already. And the league only started a few hours ago. So let's go into a game. Fingers crossed. Let's see if we can get up to rank 1. We should be pretty early to get into that leaderboard if we win this one. So let's see. As I said, we've been beating all sorts of decks. Lots of new bird decks around, which is pretty nice to see, using those power pack packs that were made available. Power up power packs, I think they were. But again, no trouble for this deck. And we've been playing some boxing decks with all the meta cards. And again, no problem. The only games I've lost, maybe 3 games, I think, where we've been super unlucky with the cards coming out, or I've made a silly mistake on a couple of them as well. But if you concentrate and play this deck properly, you should have absolutely no problem cruising through the league games this week. Okay, here we go. We have found an opponent. Let's go for rank 1. Come on, let's do it. Let's do it. Everybody, let's do it. Perishable. Ah, interesting. I don't know you, Perishable. Okay, so here we go. So as you can see, let's say hello. As you can see, we're already getting some buffs. Let's get those Supermassive Planet X out and Valentina. Oh, what are we playing? Oh, interesting. Interesting. Is this kind of a hybrid tiny deck? Life on lands. Interesting. Haven't played a deck like this week, so this is going to be quite entertaining. So we're already 62 points in the lead. What should we do here? Let's get Dark Web out. Chrono Gun. I'm going to hold Carl Sagan because the next arena is the Pioneers of Science. So let's try and get him out on the right arena for that massive 100 boost. Cloning the multiverse. Yeah, it's kind of a tiny deck with a few cards thrown in. Okay. If you want to look at a cool deck, if you fancy going down the tiny route, do check out the Darwin video. That's an awesome deck. I'm not sure if it'd be any good this week. Let's put Jet Car, Grey Goo, that's a brilliant card. And John Glenn, let's just get him round. And we are holding 2 Pioneers of Science cards. So we should have a really good second round. Yeah, he's getting a good score here. 286, 394. Should be quite comfortably in the lead. There we go, 295. That's good. So I think that is 1-0 already. No problems there with this deck, just cruising through. I think this is probably not the best deck to be playing to show you how powerful this deck is, but never mind. We will take it because we are going for rank 1. So we've got those Pioneers of Science, Doppler Effect, and Eureka, and Hypernova. So we need to play Hypernova. Let's hold Carl Sagan. There we go. 5-3-4. Let's put him first. Yeah, there we go. Great score. Ooh, look at his score. Very nice. Darwin. Okay. I like in his deck. I've got a deck very similar to that, or we've got a video very similar to that. It's a great deck. But I think we should be able to beat him fairly easily. Anyhow, let's keep going. We've now got Carl Sagan, Doppler Effect, and Simulation Theory. Looks like a good combination. 420. He's burning. He must have Door to Hell maybe in his hand there. Ooh, and Cyborg. Nice. Look at that score. Perishable. Wow. Are you going to beat us in the Pioneers of Science arena? That could be embarrassing. Okay, we do want to win this. I don't want to have to keep playing to get back to rank 1 or up to rank 1. Okay, so let's go for a buff here and keep those 2 space cards in our hand, or astronaut cards. Oh, look at that. Oh, and he's hit us. He has beaten us on round 2. Well played. Well played. That's a great deck actually, but I'm not sure if he's going to have the power to keep up with us towards the end. So let's see how we do. Okay, there we go. There's Valentina background again. She's going to buff those cards this turn. Let's probably play Lawrence and Dark Web. I think 4-5-2. Ooh, 4-7-1. Okay, and that, wow. Okay. This will be super embarrassing if we lose at this game after I've been saying how strong this deck is. Now, trust me, we won't have a problem. Okay, so we've got some good points to be had here. We got Jet Car, Grey Goo background again, and Chrono Gun. John the Young's buffing up nicely. He's already well over 200 points. Oh, he's still pushing us. He is pushing us all the way. This is a great game. Okay, so that was close. He's still got a 60-point lead, I think. Interesting. Yeah, 64-point lead. He's got 28 in the bank. We're on -40. So yeah, he's got a good lead here. There's Hypernova. We need to get that round as quick as we can. I'm not too worried because I know we can get massive scores. I'm going to use John Glenn and John Young. Let's go for the win. Then I'm not too worried. Whoa, I'm glad we did that. Okay, 6-4, and he got a massive 450 something. So we just about stole that round quite easily in the end. But I did have to play 2 of those big astronaut cards that I did want to hold until the end. But never mind. We are now 2-1. Perishable, this is great. We're doing cool with this deck. So Eureka, there's Carl Sagan background, Leonardo, Doppler Effect. 4-1-2 is okay. Oh, he's still piling in that pressure. He's keeping the pressure on, guys. This is not a walkover. But like I said, I still think we've got plenty of power up our sleeve. And we got our cards in a really good order now. So 22 behind. Okay, here we go. Let's buff up these space cards that are going to come round in a minute. So Planet X, Supermassive. And maybe Lightspeed 264. I think we might lose this round. Yep. Great score. Perishable. Great score. We are 184 behind. Now we can probably, what we got? We've got some big space cars now. We've got our astronauts coming around. Yeah, there we go. Okay, I'm guessing if we want, we can probably just about win that. Look at that score there. But I'm not going to. 3-3-2. Oh, okay. Well played, Perishable. I think if we'd played Robert, then we would have definitely won. 177 behind. But never mind. Like I said, I'm feeling very confident with this deck because the last turn we're going to get some massive points here. So we've got Jet Car in the middle. That's going to be 700 with the boost. Oh, he's got Chronofatic Gun. Oh, that takes us down to 588. We've still got a decent lead, luckily. We would have had 710 points. But he took 100 off. But we got a 277 lead. Like I said, this deck really is so easy to play. And it's so overpowered this week. It's so good. Open over John Glenn and let's shoot him back. Let's shoot him back with our gun. Oh, that's a good hit on his little hamster. Never mind, Perishable. Good try. So we got about 400 point lead, I think, 440 lead. That's nice and comfortable. Doesn't really matter what comes around now. I can't see him getting more than 500 or 600. So John Young is still pretty powerful. Who's Leonardo? 279. It's not the best, but he does need over 700. 279, exactly the same score. Yeah, let's go with that one. He's not going to get 700, is he? No. Okay, guys, there we go. That is my league deck that I've been using. And that, if we won, yes, we won, of course. That should make us rank 1. Let's have a look. I'm going to have a look at the leaderboard. So stick around. We should be fairly early, maybe in the top 15 or 20 people to get through to rank 1 this week. Let's have a look. I'll play Perishable. I don't know if you're a real person or not, but never mind. We'll take a win. Oh, number 4. Wow. Okay, there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people so far have made rank 1. So that's not bad going. And that's our deck for this week. Like I said, it is a Pioneers of Science stroke Carl Sagan deck. So enjoy playing. Best of luck to everybody. And we will see you all during the week. Take care. Bye.